Lunchtime is over.
What's that?
Your keys, man.
I see you've played knifey spoony before. Hey!
What's up everyone, it's Adam from FWCI, and I want to do more content like this, more topical stuff. I was actually thinking the other day, like, what else can I do on the channel besides just reaction stuff, just to try and grow it a little bit more and have some more, you know, big videos that go up and get good views. And this is, okay, SunnyV2 is a YouTuber whom I've been watching for probably about the last 6 months, maybe 12 months. And what people don't tell you when you start a reaction channel is it really impacts what you watch in your, like, free time. So a lot of the normal stuff that I would usually just, you know, watch to kill a bit of time and chill out, I can't really watch because I want to do it on the channel instead. So I've had to, like, find new YouTube channels to get into, and I've kind of filled that void with SunnyV2. What's the guy who did the Logan Paul thing? CoffeeZilla. I've been enjoying his videos as well. And what's his name? He's not really in the same vein, but Charlie from Moist Critical. Am I saying that right? His channel's called Penguin something or other, but I like his videos. I've been spending a lot of time watching those as well. And the reason that I'm getting so into this is because I don't know a great deal about YouTube drama and history and, you know, the big characters and stuff like that. I have my little niche and that's pretty much it. But then I woke up today and had a look on Twitter and SunnyV2 was trending, and it didn't look like it was very good. And it all seems to be based on this video that went up yesterday, which is called Why Chris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for Mr. Beast. Full disclosure, don't know a great deal about Mr. Beast. I've been meaning to react to like one of his videos one day on the channel. I've literally never even watched one of them. The last time I tried to like, hey, let's react to like a big YouTuber and try and get some views, I got sucked into David Dobrik. And after like 2 videos, I was like, this guy's an absolute POS. Since then, I've been a little bit shy about looking into new YouTubers and stuff like that. But let's see what SunnyV2 has said about Chris and Mr. Beast. I don't know who's upset about what. This is going to be an interesting video. I usually don't talk about real serious topics, but I have a weird feeling this is going to get dark because SunnyV2's videos often deal with some pretty questionable subject matter in general. So let's check it out. Also, before we get into it, I know SunnyV2 here's the thing, like, I know he picks and points, you know, bad times in people's lives and makes videos about it. And that's not something I always agree with, but I like his videos because he seems to do it in a fairly non-judgmental way. He at least, like, shows his working out and, you know, explains what he means and then shows the evidence to sort of back it up. And for me, that's kind of enough to get me kind of into it. I've never heard anyone say that this guy's information is not accurate, so that's why I'm especially interested. So anyway, SunnyV2, let's do it.
In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to
transitioned into being a female, okay?
With this same kind of look showing up in his Mr. Beast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled I Strapped a GoPro to a Fish, in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, Chris has been...
He strapped a GoPro to a fish? Okay, that actually sounds kind of interesting. By the way, these comments here, why... That one there, Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother. That one's maybe not too bad, but that is... Why... Okay, so some people are just going to ignore Chris's nails? Yeah? Who cares what this guy does with his nails?
Look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating how did Chris go from this to this, while others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous.
Wait, he like got in a relationship with this Carl fellow? Is that what happened there? Whoa, that's like not even a month ago. We're separated, we're finalizing things, but as soon as things take time, we'd like to keep our personal lives private. Yes, so you should. Which a lot of people don't understand because we share so much, but this is the only time I want to discuss it. Yeah, fair enough. Man, social media is so messed up. The people on the entitlement that anybody with a social media account feels that they have is just disgusting.
To an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long.
What a scummy thing to say. I mean, So are they saying that he's not going to go, like, have campfires and still, like, raise his kids? I guess I'm only 2 minutes into this video, but why would you even say that? Tard. With your 2 subscribers.
And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own body."
Wow, okay, that's a pretty serious topic, and life-saving gender-affirming healthcare. I don't know what it's like to be confused in that way, but I don't know. It's life-saving, I guess maybe in some cases, but it's a pretty strong term to throw out there. But by the way, if somebody does want to transition and they want to get that, then they should have the opportunity to do it. Oh my god. Oh, good lord. Some of the, like, blokiest, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, father figures I've ever known, especially in, like, places that I've worked, have been female. And I've had absolutely no problem getting along with them and getting good at what I do and being professional and getting better at my craft, because I had a very strong-minded, educated boss who taught me what to do. And they were female. Shout out to Barb.
I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker.
I think that's a pretty reasonable thing to say. It's your own life, and, you know, if whatever makes you happy makes you happy. If you're a dad who wants to have Star Wars crap all over your lawn because that makes you happy, great. If you're a dad who loves pro wrestling and that makes you happy, great. If you're a person who has way more, like, feminine interests and stuff like that, and that's what makes you happy, and that's what you're passionate about and interested in, and that's what's going to get the most out of you as an individual human being, great, do that then. As long as you know what you want and it's not hurting anybody, then you should be able to experience those things.
Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life."
The fact that all this is being discussed on social media is pretty disgusting as well, though. Like, I guess you've got that platform and you've got that personality or whatever it is, but man, you'll never see me just, like, straight up discussing, like, relationship status and stuff like that on social media. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that point where I would feel obligated to share that information, but man, I think it's just so wrong. Let people have their lives.
You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic.
That comment is pathetic. And the 1,300 likes it has and the 30 retweets are also pathetic.
He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone.
I don't agree with that at all, man. Do you know what schools are like these days? Like the world can get better, everybody. We don't have to stay in the same spot we are and say this is the only balance that it works. Like, we can be nicer to more people as a society.
Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure? Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from Mr. Beast as well as Nolan and Carl. However,
by the way, isn't if this person transitions into being female but lived majority of their life as a male, wouldn't that make them still a good father figure? Have they still not gone through most of what their child is going to go through as well, and can impart their wisdom on what it's like growing up in any way at all, like gender or not? Like, I don't get what these people are so upset about. I'm going to guess they're the same people that didn't like The Last of Us Part 2, which I just replayed, and it's bleak, but it's fucking amazing. Did I misunderstand this dude's thing? In a few years, look, he's got Alpha in his name, so clearly this wasn't going to be a supportive tweet. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. Okay, so then Mr. Beast is defending his friend because of this? I'm very confused at that little exchange. By the way, all of this went down on my birthday. Whoops.
Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my God, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind, Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
I don't know, was that taken out of context? I don't know if that dude looked awkward. It's a live stream. Like, when I record my reaction videos, I have the safety net of being able to edit stuff out, but I started doing full-length movie reactions lately, available on patreon.com/FWCI, and yeah, it's a whole different thing. Like, you don't have that safety net. You might pull a weird face for a variety of reasons. That didn't seem like he was feeling like, I don't know, did he say that he felt uncomfortable about it?
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude, nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude, nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However,
I don't know what the chemistry is like between those people in the past, but I don't know, it looked like a pretty casual exchange. Maybe he's tired, who knows?
it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism.
Oh, what? Okay, active fuse. That looks like the most clickbaity thing I've ever seen in my life. Chris sitting closer to Jimmy? So what? Now just dickheads on the internet are looking into this and now trying to discredit this Chris person who is transitioning and trying to... Oh, man. Okay, I think I'm picking up what's been put down now.
Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris.
This situation seems incredibly new as well. Like, I don't know, if one of my friends suddenly transitioned into being female, like, I probably, honestly, I probably wouldn't care. I would just treat them like normal. In my job, I have a very high expectation of just not being judgmental at all, and it really kind of exercises that muscle in your brain to just leave any kind of like judgment or confusion or, you know, questions that you might have that, you know, may not seem respectful. I'm good at kind of putting that aside, so I probably wouldn't care, to be honest, but I can understand that somebody would feel jarring if it happened suddenly without warning. So I wonder if Chris spoke to these other people privately and sort of had a conversation, or if Chris just decided to start showing up as a different gender, and that's what people are saying the problem is. But I don't think there is a problem. Like, none of these guys look to be too worried about it.
If Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen and he'll...
What are those personality traits that he has abandoned? Was he like the dude, the broest of bros throughout the entire thing? Like,
instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current Mr. Beast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris.
be yourself, man. Why are you talking about picking up personality traits? Like, I guess people take this stuff quite seriously and they will impact how they react to stuff. I honestly can't really relate to that. I don't care. I just say whatever. What's this, Dave? You look amazing, Chris. I have so much respect for you being your truest self. The haters will be loud, but I promise there's millions of queer kids out there who look up to you. Keep being yourself. Okay?
Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. Mr. Beast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years,
movies and shows today make characters gay for the sake of it. No character development, no good story. So much shit today that just pushes an agenda and forgets that people watch stuff for entertainment. I'm sorry, if a character just being gay for the sake of it makes something not entertaining to you, I think you need to look in the mirror.
it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the...
Yeah, it rarely works for you because you clearly have a problem with gay people. That's why you're like, well, I don't know. That's why it's funny when people cracked it about, like, oh my god, like, Captain Marvel is where it really kicked off, and then the Eternals got blasted, She-Hulk got blasted, Miss Marvel, like, all that Marvel stuff, when they started having more female, like, leads, people just started, like, cracking the shits over it, and it's such a revealing thing for people to do. Like, I've never given a shit what gender a superhero was, whether it was male or female. I just want a good superhero movie, and often we get that, and lately we've been getting some good superhero stuff. Not all of it, don't get me wrong, I'm not that blind to the whole fact, but Ms. Marvel, that TV show, that was decent. I'm completely on board with it. I think it's perfectly okay, because I didn't go into it going, ew, there's a girl in this one. Why do I have to watch this? They try to shove their agenda down my throat by making a show about a girl that I feel like I need to watch to stay up with the rest of the stuff. I mean, come on. This like online, people are allowed to have their opinion, I guess, but again, it is, if you're going to preface this with, I'm not homophobic or I'm not sexist, but, I mean, come on.
A situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So
views
you're
if
a
I got
Keemstar?
it.
The problem is, this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real.
I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die. Why does he need to kick this person out? Like, I don't understand. What does having a penis or tits or anything mean in terms of, like, do they have a quota of, like, macho dudes that they need to have on there? Like, this, I can see why people are like questioning the whole notion of this video by Sunny, because this is a very weird topic to be critiquing in this particular way.
Thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather
I mean, do I need to say anything about that? That tweet right there and that person's username?
simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution
Wait, is Jimmy MrBeast? Am I? They were different guys.
might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be
What?
removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution should things go south might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable.
So the whole point of this is because Chris is transgender, that Chris can do no wrong, and Chris doesn't, even if, like, he can't be fired or she can't be fired from the channel because they're a transgender person. What's the quality of the input that this person is bringing to the channel? Maybe this is going to be a great thing. Maybe this is going to lead to, like, a different, like, what is the problem? Like, having a transgender person on your channel, there's a whole bunch of the internet that will just go, nah, not having this, and they will, like, abandon your channel because of that? Christ, am I playing with fire with this video? I don't care.
Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
I think I understand what the conversation is around this now. And there's a couple of things. Like, first of all, I think what Sunny is saying in the video is true to a degree, but I think he's just highlighting and kind of justifying and giving credit and, like, giving legitimacy to people that have really scummy opinions. The narrative seems to be like, well, there's a lot of homophobes out there that, you know, are gonna click away from this video, so MrBeast better be aware of that. Like, MrBeast should be terrified of the fact that a bunch of scumbags are gonna unsubscribe from his channel because somebody on there is transgender. So it was a very weird video, and it was very awkwardly kind of directed at, like, the again, it's not that the stuff that he was saying was untrue, it's just that it was minimizing things down to a ridiculous level. It was minimizing Chris down to being a transgender. Like, just that's it. Again, Mr. Video, he puts people's business out there. That's a part of his channel, and you know, that coming in, and you know, nobody should be surprised about that. And all of his videos kind of not dehumanize people, but he kind of paints them from a very far brush, and a lot of the stuff that he's reporting on is just publicly reported, you know, information that's out there for everyone. So it's not like he has some sort of, you know, special access to these people or anything like that. He's just somebody who does good research. But the whole tone and the whole angle of this video was, was very questionable. But in terms of Chris and his/her role in Mr. Beast's group or whatever, that doesn't seem to be questioned or in any way like in jeopardy. Like there seems to be absolutely zero concern from the Mr. Beast side of things that there is any problem whatsoever. So this video, while it may seem much ado about nothing, the fact that this video exists is a problem. And again, I don't fully blame Sunny for this. I think he is just reporting on a very unfortunate truth, but I think this video needed to be framed a little bit differently. And again, it's not sexy for people to be like, oh, you know, scumbags on the internet are cracking up about something. What's this video about? There's a lot more clicks in Chris from Mr. Beast kind of thing. So shout out to Chris. Good luck with the transition. Hope it's all going well. And this is recent. This is really recent as well to like jump on this topic too. I feel like the dust hasn't even settled on any of this in the reality of these people's lives. So yeah, I think a bit of a swing and a miss from Sunny. I'll still check out his videos because like I say, I've watched dozens upon dozens of these. Some of them I do like look at the tweets and stuff and I'm like, well, that tweet doesn't really have a lot of activity, and who the hell is that person? That's just some random person on the internet, and we got a lot of that in this, which I think was the problem. So maybe in the future, Sunny should, you know, be more selective about what tweets he's going to use to illustrate his point. And but like I say, I've enjoyed a lot of his videos before. I feel like I have received a lot of reliable, factual information, not so much opinion information, but actual, like, these are the events that happened kind of thing. So I will check out his next video if there is another video. Not on the channel. This is something, again, I just kind of watch. It's my guilty pleasure. But I'm glad I watched this one here. Let me know what you thought about this. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I have a Patreon. I just launched it, FWCI. Patreon.com/FWCI. Go there. And if you want a real laugh, go watch me cringe my way through a David Dobrik goes on holiday with his friends reaction. It was bad. I haven't watched it since I recorded it, and I'm still traumatized from everything to do with David Dobrik. But thank you for watching this one, and as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends, see you in the next video. Peace!